Sri Ramakrishna Paramhans, a great yogi and enlightened master, explained about the reality of Kundalini energy awakening. Sri Ramakrishna Paramhans, 1836 to 1886, one of the most prominent religious figures of India during the 19th century. He was a mystic and a yogi who translated complex spiritual concepts into lucid and easily intelligible manner. He was the guru of the famous legendary monk Swami Vivekananda. What will really happen if Kundalini energy is awakened in a man? The mind of a worldly man generally moves among the three lower centers, those at the navel, at the sexual organ, and at the organ of evacuation. In that state, the mind loses all its higher visions. It broods only on lust and wealth. Yoga is not possible if the mind dwells on lust and wealth. After great effort and spiritual practice, the Kundalini is awakened. According to the yogis, there are three nerves in the spinal column: Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna. Kundalini is the primordial energy or Shakti, said to be located at the base of the spine. Different spiritual traditions teach methods of awakening the Kundalini for the purpose of reaching enlightenment or self-realization. Along the Sushumna are 6 lotuses or centers, the lowest being known as the Mooladhara. Then come successively Swadhishtha, Manipura, Anahata, Visuddha, and Ajna. These are the 6 centers. The Kundalini lies in the lotus of the Mooladhara, at the root of the spinal column. That lotus has 4 petals. The primordial energy resides in all bodies as the Kundalini. She is like a sleeping snake, coiled up of the form of a sleeping snake, having the Mooladhara for her adopt. The Kundalini is especially awakened if one follows the path of Bhakti Yoga, that is devotion. The Kundalini, when awakened, passes through the lower centers and comes to the Anahata, which is at the heart. It stays there. At that time, the mind of the aspirant is withdrawn from the 3 lower centers. When the mind dwells there, one has the first glimpse of the spiritual consciousness. One sees light all around. Such man, perceiving the divine light, becomes speechless with wonder and says, "Ah, what is this?" His mind does not go downwards to the objects of the world. According to the Vedas, these centers are called bhumis, planes. There are 7 such planes. The center at the heart corresponds to the 4th plane of the Vedas. According to the Tantra, there is the center, a lotus called Anahata, with 12 petals. The center known as Visuddha is the 5th plane. The center is at the throat and has a lotus with 16 petals. When the Kundalini reaches this plane, the aspirant becomes free from all ignorance and illusion. When the mind reaches that plane, one does not enjoy talking or hearing about anything but God, which is the ultimate reality. If people talk about worldly things, he leaves the place at once. Then comes the 6th plane, corresponding to the center known as Ajna. This center is located between the eyebrows and it has a lotus with 2 petals. When the Kundalini reaches it, the aspirant sees the form of Satchidananda, existence knowledge, bliss, absolute bliss. But even then a little trace of ego remains. At the sight of that incomparable beauty of Satchidananda's form, one becomes intoxicated and rushes forth to touch and embrace it, but one doesn't succeed. It is like a light inside a lantern. You may think you have touched the light, but in reality you cannot because of the barrier of glass. And last of all is the 7th plane, which according to Tantra is the center of 1000-petal lotus called Saharsa. When the Kundalini arrives there, the individual soul and the Supreme Soul become one. The aspirant goes into Samadhi. His consciousness of the body disappears. He loses the knowledge of the outer world. He does not see the manifold duality anymore. His reasoning comes to a stop. Here I will explain duality. Duality is the illusionary nature of existence. such as inside and outside, light and darkness, this or that, right or wrong, positive and negative, you and me, and so on. In Samadhi, one attains non-duality, Advaita, and merges with the oneness of the ultimate reality. In that lotus dwells Sachidananda Shiva, the Absolute. There Kundalini, the awakened power, unites with Shiva. This is known as the union of Shiva and Shakti. In Samadhi, one attains the knowledge of Brahman, ultimate reality. One realizes Brahman. In that state, reasoning stops altogether and man becomes mute. He has no power to describe the nature of Brahman. After the vision of Brahman, a man becomes silent. He reasons about it as long as he has not realized it. When the Kundalini rises to the Saharsa and the mind goes into Samadhi, the aspirant loses all consciousness of the outer world. He can no longer retain his physical body. If milk is poured into his mouth, it runs out. Dwelling on this plane of consciousness, he gives up his body in 21 days. That is the condition of a Brahmajani, fully enlightened soul. There are some who come down, as it were, after attaining the knowledge of Brahman, after Samadhi, and retain the ego of knowledge or the ego of devotion. God retains in them the ego of knowledge or the ego of devotion so that they may teach man. Their minds move between the 6th and the 7th planes. The great sages such as Narada, Sanaka, Sananda, Sanatana, and Sanat Kumara, after attaining the knowledge of Brahman, they kept the ego of devotion for the purpose of teaching man. Shankaracharya and Sukadeva kept the ego of knowledge for the same purpose. They are like big steamships which not only cross the ocean themselves but carry many passengers to the other shore. A man's spiritual consciousness is not awakened unless his Kundalini is aroused. One should also pray to God. The Kundalini is aroused if the aspirant feels restless for God. These were the lines from Sri Ramakrishna Paramhans, the teacher of Sri Vivekananda. Please subscribe our channel to get more such videos.